Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 91 of the Seller Club podcast. Let's drop that beat. Long time no see, Ken.
It's been a few tenths of hours, you know.
Yeah. Are you still as tired as I am?
I think I recovered pretty quick. This was probably the best recovery I've ever had. I don't know if because I've kept up with my vitamins and I really didn't. Well, I ate junk, but I didn't eat a lot of it.
Right. Like a donut a day.
I actually didn't get to eat a donut.
You didn't eat one single donut?
None.
Oh my gosh. That was me eating a donut a day.
See, that is the thing. Like, that's why I'm recovering. I think I've mitigated all the...
Good for you.
Yeah, so, well, for everybody that's listening, if... I think we just went straight through it. I was like, what did they do?
Ken he was not in an accident.
No.
No,
we didn't go to a camp or something like that.
Right.
We just got back from eBay Open 2025, which was in Las Vegas.
Live in person.
In person, right? So the first eBay Open big live gathering, because they did some regionals meetup or like conferences, but it wasn't really a conference. It was more like a one night thing.
Like a party kind of.
Yeah, this time it was 3 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this was held in the Venetian, Las Vegas. The last time this happened was in 2019. So long time coming. This is my third eBay Open and Anna's first time. So let's hear it from Anna and see what she thought about it.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. The most fun, first of all. It really did exceed my expectations in a lot of ways.
Wow,
and I tried to
that's
keep
good.
a really open mind because I've been to like big conferences for other things in
right.
other industries, but I didn't really know what to expect.
And you've heard talks about it, the last 3 or 4 years that you've been involved with the virtual, because, there were talks like, oh, it's different from the in-person, so
right.
I'm glad that it was
I definitely understand in a new way what the virtual eBay Opens were trying to tap into, and I think successfully did to a large extent.
Right.
I mean, as best you can in a virtual environment.
Right.
But I can now see like what we were going for
Right,
a little bit more. And honestly, so much. I said this a bunch of times. And spoiler alert, we recorded so much content at eBay Open we're going to be sharing.
Way more than I thought.
We did a ton. We had people on the mic as much as possible. All kinds of different people. It was so great. We're going to tell you all about it. But one thing that you'll probably hear me say in multiple recordings along the way is that I realized everything I loved so much about participating in eBay Open Seller Week, which for the last 3 years is what I've done, for the virtual events. I've flown to San Jose, met up with a group of other sellers, but 20 or 30, not hundreds, right?
Thousands this
right.
time.
And, recorded content, filmed content that would then be used at eBay Open. So what I now realize is that was a microcosm of this, but until now I didn't have anything to compare it to. So now this was kind of like everything I loved about Seller Week, but on steroids.
Right.
And interestingly, I didn't really have a big content role at all this year. I was just there with the podcast. And then Ken and I did do a really fun spot with Rebecca on the news desk, which was actually totally live game. We ran a fact or fiction game with Rebecca, and it was super fun. We love working with her, and she made it really easy for us to step in and goof around and play and have fun with the game. So that was great, but that was not something that was in any way really similar to what I've done before for eBay Open, which has usually involved writing and practicing,
doing a panel,
like a presentation that has a slide deck and all that stuff. So there was nothing like that this year for me, which was kind of fun because I really had nothing to be super nervous about.
Right.
So other than just anticipating the entire thing being exciting and never knowing what's going to happen, that's the good side of anxiety. So I was just enjoying the good stuff.
Yeah,
and
I think that was like
kept really
2018.
busy.
That was 2018 for me.
Really?
Just really participated. I did have like a small segment in 2018, but that was
Yeah.
more like just an interview. But I think like that was the best possible scenario. Actually, even now looking back at it, if we, I don't know how it would have been possible if you had other places to be and
Mm-hmm.
stuff to do, because
Oh, I
John and
know.
JC would have been left there,
Yeah.
and that would, like, I think we would have missed so much.
I think
Um,
so too. Like, I mean, I'm glad. Like, I
right.
love doing presentations. Like, I
Yeah.
love being part of the content, but I was glad for the sake of just how everything worked together
Yeah.
this time that I didn't, because I could kind of be at the booth at times where you did have to go
Mm-hmm.
and do some
Yeah.
really fun
Yeah.
panel stuff, which I would love for you to talk about.
Yeah. So one of the participations I did for this year for eBay Open is unofficially the surprise guest, or officially the surprise guest of um this eBay Seller Capital team. It
So,
wasn't.
can we
Huh?
just say you are the Backstreet Boys of the eBay Seller Capital team?
Yes, yes. I was the Backstreet
Because we
Boys.
did get a surprise visit from 3 of the Backstreet Boys.
Correct.
So...
Right. 3, not all of them.
Right.
Just 3. Right.
But
Right. So.
my 3 favorites, though.
Oh, actually, there were 3 solid ones. I don't even know who the other 2
I
is.
know. AJ's my favorite. Always has been. Anyway.
So yeah. So basically, I did share my experience. AKA testimonial on the product that eBay Seller Capital is launching, and we're gonna have actually more interviews about it that we're gonna launch if you want to know more about it. But yeah, it was a quick 4 to 6 minute segment on just sharing on how it kind of made a difference on our business this year, because as you guys have probably heard us, this year is kind of like our growth year and trying to inject more inventory, and when you inject more inventory you need more capital. So that's when eBay Seller Capital kind of played the role on how it kind of like all came together. So it felt like a full circle moment, because one of the things that I actually thought of last night, because I'm trying to how can I explain what happened. I guess if you're not following me, if you're not connecting with me on LinkedIn, make sure you find me. And Anna's there too now. So I was trying to say, how can I kind of share that story on LinkedIn? So actually, going back to 2 years ago in 2023, I had a conversation, and JC found a photo of it with Avriti, which I think she leads the managed payments.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, and that was the question that she asked me, like how can eBay help and partner with sellers to build their business bigger or get to the next level. And that was the request that I gave, and to actually emailing Cynthia, because you gave me her info that I
Yes.
missed, and to getting forward to Jitin, and now Jitin, being my point of, which actually is the lead product manager for eBay Seller Capital, to actually meeting the GM that we met, that we actually interviewed, Ollie, the GM of Liberis US. So that was kind of like the cool circle moment that, as much as sellers want the features now, it does take time, but when it is done properly, with our experience with Seller Capital, I think it was pretty smooth for both of us, because you have used it as well. So that was my involvement. Yeah.
It's really cool too, because there are so many ways, like, for whatever reason, seeing all this right before my eyes in person did really bring it together for me, all the different ways that eBay like plugs in sellers like that, right? Like, I know in the past there's been panels. It's not like the first time the seller's been part of a panel, but like, I think it's really cool how they find like the real stories of things at work, and so that was really cool. It was really interesting to see all, like, many different ways that sellers were being like plugged in, right, to share, and it just underscores how much we really love to hear about each other from each other, right?
Right.
But the other thing that I feel like, and now I didn't even hardly get to go to any sessions myself, because I was literally in the podcast booth recording almost the whole time. So I went to a couple, like the opening and closing keynote. I'm planning to do the on demand, like watching all the sessions and taking notes and stuff like I normally would have for a virtual eBay open.
So that was a really good part. That all of it is recorded, and we get to rewatch it.
I didn't feel like I was missing out at all, and there were a lot of things that were happening at the same time. So you had to choose anyway. So
which also to give you a perspective, the last eBay opens that I did in 2018 and 19, there were no recordings.
Yeah. That was it, right?
That was it. If you weren't there, you didn't hear it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the virtual factor brought in, that now everything gets recorded and there's going to be like replays.
Yeah. And I love that it was still accessible to everyone who couldn't be there in Vegas for whatever reason. But yeah, I didn't like hear a lot of stuff firsthand yet, but I did hear from so many other sellers, and it seems like a theme of what people were like thrilled about when they would go to all the sessions was that eBay was delivering on what we asked for over and over and over again. I heard that a lot. And I also heard a lot of people saying, how much the whole event did exceed their expectations too. Like people who would come by the booth and talk about it were just thrilled. So many people I talked to that were like, oh yeah, I've been selling for 25 years and this is my first one. So I thought that was really interesting. Just the mix of people who came. I also met a couple of totally brand new sellers. We met people who've listened to every single episode of this podcast. Shout out to Sue and Bill in particular. But also people who were most people I think were just finding out about us for the first time. And honestly, our booth was hopping. It was busy the whole time. Talk about what we actually ended up doing in our booth, because we had plans for even more stuff and we just didn't even have time to do half of it.
No. I mean, when this is my first time running a booth for eBay Open, and I've always just seen it from afar, right? And looking at it, it's like sponsors, right? So like I've never really gravitated to those booths before, because they were just kind of like vendors, right? They're trying to sell you something. And I think in the back of my head I was like, I just want people to know that we're not trying to sell them something. One is like,
it's
we
more
just
like
want
raising awareness.
Exactly, right?
But also the experience of getting on the podcast if you want.
So I think that was the thing. We didn't kind of like market it as like, hey, hop in our podcast, but it was just like, if it happens organically, we want that organic connection. But one of the things that we talk about a lot in this podcast is seller snacks. What are our favorite snacks? So I think, it was just right to have our favorite snacks on the booth. And, obviously Anna's, wizardry with her aesthetic vision.
They were color sorted by eBay colors.
Correct. So we had a red, a blue, a green, and a yellow colored snack, and it was a hit.
It was such a hit. I was actually surprised. We brought 2 full suitcases of snacks.
And these were like,
and they were
just
all gone.
Top notch branded snacks. We had snacks for everybody. Chocolate heads.
We had pistachios.
Cheesy heads.
We had mango roll-ups.
And then like edamame, something for vegan, something for meatheads.
Right.
We had some and to cap it all off, we even got some snacks for one of our favorite VPs at eBay.
Oh, that was one of my favorite moments in the whole conference.
Yeah, so why don't you explain what happened there?
Yeah. Me or you?
Yeah, explain it.
Oh, gosh. Okay, this is so great. So Adam Ireland, who, if you have been listening to the podcast, we've interviewed him before. We met him when he was the VP of Seller Experience, right?
And the GM of US.
GM of US Markets. Sorry if I'm getting any of the titles wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, he has moved over now. He's over collectibles, right?
Correct, yes.
So anyway, still like great person in leadership at eBay. We love talking to him. And so he came by. We kept telling him, we were running into him around the conference, and we'd say, you have to come by our booth because we have a special present for you, which I'm sure was a little off-putting. No, He knows us. He knows we're just like goofballs. But anyway, we did have a special present for him, and basically he is from the UK, and his favorite snack is also from the UK, and it's really hard to get here.
Yeah, it's not readily available in any grocery store.
Yeah, it's not just like at the grocery store. Like, you can order it, but it's, you can't just go pick one up. So anyway, they're called Twiglets. If you've ever had them, they are flavored like Marmite or Vegemite, if you know what that is. Let's just say it's a very acquired taste.
It is acquired taste. I eat all ranges of snacks, and I'm not picky with my snacks.
Yeah.
But this one stumped me.
Yeah.
When people saw my reaction, they thought I was just goofing off.
Which I was teasing you because I'm like, this is how I feel about durian.
Yeah.
I can't.
People were like, you know, like, they can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. Until
be.
all of them start, like, trying it. And I think Anna was the only one that could stomach the taste.
I liked it. It's a weird flavor. It's not like at face value delicious, but I don't know. I like it. I wonder flavors like that.
The reason why they're called Twiglets, because they look like
look like twigs from a tree.
During winter time.
They're like knobbly looking, like
they're skinny twigs.
Think about like a pretzel stick, but they're not like uniformly shaped, and they have like Marmite dust all over.
It's just like the reject of pretzel sticks that fell on the ground, got stepped over by somebody that had dirty shoes, had oil and grease.
I was going to say, but the flavor is much more potent than dirt. It doesn't taste like dirt.
No. This one is like...
It's like Marmite.
Because it's so potent, it becomes bitter.
Yeah, it is bitter.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was great. It was a great crescendo moment because... Yes.
He was so excited.
He was so excited. He came by the booth. Basically, at the end of the last day, like he was super busy.
I didn't think he was gonna be that excited about it.
I know.
He's like everything.
I'm so glad we got it on camera too.
Yes,
but he was like thrilled. He was so excited, but he didn't even realize. So we bought like on eBay a vintage like tin, like a Twiglets tin from like probably the 50s or 60s. Mm-hmm. But it was, before all the snacks were in like plastic bags, like they were in tins. That's how they were packaged. So it was an old Twiglets tin. And then we got some little like personal sized baggies of Twiglets because they'd fit inside the tin because it was a small tin. Mm-hmm. So we put a couple packs in there, and then we had a whole bunch of more that we gave him, but that's just what fit in the tin. So we presented that to him, and he was over the moon because it's basically a collectible tin too, which is great. Obviously, he's a collectibles guy, but he was so thrilled, and then he didn't even realize there was something in it. So like, open it,
and then he got even more excited and like literally open it, and I want to eat it right now kind of moment. And
and he made us all try it, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm out of these at home right now. This is the best." So he was really thrilled.
Yeah, so that was a cool moment too.
But that was such a small like gesture, but that is something we talked about. I mean, going back to what we were saying in general about snacks, since the beginning of this podcast, we've talked about snacks when we did a lot of interviews at Cellar Week last year.
I guess, was
it last year or 2 years? Yeah, last year. We asked everyone what their favorite snack was, and so that's how we knew. Mm-hmm. And we thought this would be such a fun surprise for the next time we're all in person together. Yeah. So we just, had that little side quest, but it was so satisfying and so fun.
And one of the things that I pointed out too, from talking with other, leaders of eBay, whether they were VP, director, execs, and stuff like that, what looking back at kind of like our journey, especially with my involvement with eBay Open, this was something that I didn't caught, that I just got this event. It was actually the community and the interactions that eBay employee have with each other. Because if you don't realize this, there's eBay is so big, and they have so many employees that they don't even see each other and they don't even know each other until some shape of way they get connected, whether it's in the line, falling in line for something, or a conversation with us, getting introduced
because
to
we
other,
know them.
Yeah, we know them and we know right.
Yeah.
So I think that was so cool because when you talk about community, there has to be connection, and when there's connection that's genuine, that's when you really see like, oh, like this is not staged. This is real thing that's unfolding. And getting to know people moving from one department to a different department to now getting introduced to other leaders from that department. So that was awesome. And one of the things I called out was like, that the reason why eBay has a really tight community in as sellers is because within their company itself, it is being fostered. So
That's so
it kind of
true.
just like it kind of just
I
like
feel
bleeds out.
like within a team or kind of like what I think of as departments, there is such a strong sense of like camaraderie, and it's really cool. But at the same time, like some of these departments like have no reason to work with each other in their regular job, right? So they are only encountering each other, like you said, for other reasons. Maybe we're the one bringing them together at an event like this where everyone's present for their own department's purposes, right? So it was really interesting to see some of that. And I mean, we definitely had the whole run of old and new friends across the board, sellers, eBay employees. And, even talking to some of the other sponsors was really fun because we weren't a sponsor in the traditional sense, like you said. Like, we weren't selling anything per se. Like, obviously, we want more people to listen to the podcast. But that was really fun because we were surrounded by this group of other, like, many of them were sellers who developed something for sellers. So that was kind of cool to talk to them in a different way, where we're not just another seller that might become their client or something passing by, but we were like in the same section because we were also sponsors. So we got to have some interesting conversations. And it's just cool because, eBay sellers they're scrappy, they're innovative. Many of them run multiple businesses. And it was kind of cool to hear about the, software development or kind of engineering side of that, where they're a seller and they see a need in the field and they try to fill it themselves. Like, that's really cool and innovative and brave, I think. So, as someone who just like talks on a podcast, I'm like, wow, you invented that? That's so cool. But
and there's so many rollouts, and maybe we're gonna do it on a different episode where we talk about the technicalities of
for sure.
all the product that they rolled out. Because there's a few things that they literally said on the stage, and then a few hours later it appeared in our apps. It was live. So that I don't know. Maybe I forgot the feeling when they did a rollout like that it was so instant.
Yeah.
That like. I personally didn't even hear that there were rumors of it happening, and then hearing from it that it's happening now, and then looking at my phone and boom, the feature was there. I was like, yo, they just talked about this yesterday and it's already rolling out. So
somebody was ready to press the button.
Yeah, so that was exciting, and we're gonna talk more about different features and stuff like that. But Anna, why don't you explain to them and tell them what's gonna happen after we end this our segment of this podcast, because we have some cool
we are
surprise
about a
for
segment
you.
today.
Yep, exactly. Multi-segment podcast today.
Yeah, it was really challenging and fun, and like such a like drinking from a fire hose experience. I feel like talking to so many people at the conference, but fortunately we had so many amazing conversations on tape. So, and I know tape is like an outdated term, but it wasn't exactly on air. We didn't live stream these conversations, but we wanted to be able to bring the best back to you guys and hopefully help you experience the live side of the conference, but also just share all of the cool insights and conversations that we were able to have with people. So we're going to start that today. We're going to bring you several kind of shorter interviews with some eBay employees and some other sellers. And we have so much, so we're going to be sifting through the rest. Like, we've already pulled out the first few that we want to share on this episode, but we're going to keep sharing them because it's really good content, and we feel like you guys will really benefit from it, and just get to know some of these wonderful people that we got to interact with at the conference too. So we're going to drop the first few into this episode, and then just be on the lookout for that over the next few weeks, because we want to use as much of that as we can, and just share as much of it as we can.
Yep. So make sure you follow eBay for Sellers. eBay is our sponsor for this podcast. And also follow Seller Ledger on Instagram. Those two are pretty cool sponsors for this podcast.
And we do still have an exclusive offer
we do.
remember that?
We do.
With Seller Ledger. We were talking about it all week at the conference, but it is actually good until the beginning of September. So if you've ever been interested in trying Seller Ledger, DM us and we'll show you how to do it.
Yep.
But it's additional free months of service. So they've never offered it before.
If you check the show notes, there might be some surprise links there.
So
make sure you check this out.
So
all right.
Whatever way you need to, let us know and we'll get you connected with that.
All right, here you go. Without further ado, let's have them drop that beat.
Chris Agarpo, drop that beat.
Yes! Chris, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Yeah.
We're here at the booth at eBay Open 25. And here we are with a very special Chris, not just any Chris. Chris, can you tell us why you're at eBay Open and who you are?
So I was, believe it or not, eBay's first employee. I was hired by Pierre way back in '96. He was the best man in my sister's wedding. And my brother-in-law was his boss way back in the day at Claris. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So, and you're still here.
I'm still here.
That is incredible.
Yeah. So this is really amazing being here at the eBay Open 25 because I think the last one I went to was the eBay Open 20th anniversary. So it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years for me.
Wow.
So I'm really happy to be here.
How many eBay Opens have you been to over all that time?
So not only two.
This is your second one.
Yes. So I want to thank Mike Brigel for getting me on this.
And the
Allison
Academy.
Ingalls.
Yes, thank
Allison
you.
Ingalls.
We should all be thanking Allison Ingalls.
Yeah.
She's been crushing it.
Dina Friedman. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. I want to thank them.
Well, what's it been like for you? What's your kind of role been here this year?
It's been really amazing. So, the sellers would come up to me and I'd give them, me and Griff were one of the oldest employees here. So I was employee number 1. He was employee 11. So,
wow.
Yeah. So we're
1 and 1.
Yeah. We're like old relics. So they wanted to be like in the museum's place, being in, like human relics. So
human relics.
Yeah, so we
You're
can
the
tell them all the
museum
history.
docent. Yeah.
So it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Talking to all the sellers and how they're telling us how they changed their lives. So I was really amazed and I was really touched.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Were you did people say they didn't believe you? No way. No, you're not.
They were looking at my button and they're like, what is this? Did you put that?
You're just saying I'm the best.
I'm the best number 1. I go, no, I'm eBay's actually number 1 employee.
Literally, chronologically first.
Yes.
Although arguably maybe also the best. We can't
you're
confirm or deny.
You're too nice.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's so funny because I've met you a number of times on campus in San Jose. You're always walking around campus.
Yeah.
You have a quality control kind of job, right?
Yes, that's my exercise, a QA inspector for EMR and enterprise management resources.
Yeah.
So my boss is Eileen Overheim, and she makes me she's giving me all these assignments to do, which keeps me really busy the whole day.
Yeah.
I have to thank her for that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all about the bosses you have. The higher bosses. So I've got Stephen Wallace and Eric Donnellan, and then new bosses who understand the culture of eBay. So and that's what I enjoy my job. And if I still love it, I wouldn't be there.
Still do it. Yeah.
I still do it.
And I mean that's incredible. I don't know anybody better qualified to really be able to speak on the culture of eBay. You've been there through it all.
Yes.
It's just really wild.
Thank you.
Will you ever retire?
Well, we're thinking 7 right now. 7 to be on 67.
Okay.
I collect the whole Social Security now.
Oh yeah, totally. I know it's a whole equation, right?
Yeah.
But it's great that you've been able to navigate. I'm sure you've had many different roles over the years.
Yes.
But you've been able to navigate and kind of stay within and really help create such an amazing culture.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's just the people who are the incredible people at eBay really make it happen.
Yeah.
So I'm just there as a witness.
I don't believe that. I think you're totally part of it. You're a co-creator. I mean, seriously, not a lot of sellers. I mean, relative to the number of sellers on eBay, right? Not a lot of us have had that really privilege to kind of experience the culture of the company in that up close and personal way. even like at a conference or going on campus for various things. And it is remarkable. Like it's totally not what I expected of any corporation. And I'm constantly impressed by it.
Yeah. I mean, it goes way back, extends way back with the founder of eBay and Jeff Skoll, our first president. Those two really made eBay happen, and how great this company is. And I really am loyal to them. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
Yeah.
Just strive to be better every day. And they always pushed me. So, and it was great. They're actually my age, but they were much further old soul, and they were so wise in the future. Yeah. I mean, this is way back in 96. They had future in mind of eBay, how the growth was going to be and how big it was going to be. So,
and now you and me are here living that future.
I know. I love it.
So cool.
I love it.
I love it too. Well, this is like the last hour, I think, that we're open for the conference. So I don't want to take up all of your time, but thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
It's been amazing.
Is there I'll see you at the after party.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely be at the after party.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
No, I just want to thank you for having me on.
Of course. Yeah. We would love to have you on anytime.
Yeah, anytime. When
Thanks
you're in San Jose, I'll be there. Yeah.
Okay, great. We're going to book your time.
Okay, good.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
This is Bill Hunt, and drop that beat.
Bill, welcome to the show officially.
In person, live
in person.
Live and in
Las
person.
Vegas eBay Open 2025.
Bill is like a super special guest because he's been listening to tons of Seller Club podcast episodes.
Sure.
And we finally got to meet him in real life.
Yeah, it's a treat. Thank you. It
Oh
was
my gosh.
my bucket list.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. How long have you been selling on eBay?
I started on eBay way back in about 2002.
Okay.
That was half.com at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then it was eBay, but they had acquired half.
Right.
Okay.
And then I had a long break, got back into it 18, 19, but really in earnest in 2022.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. That's a cool time. So you've experienced eBay in multiple eras.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm an old person, so that's what happens.
No. Have you been to an eBay Open before?
Never have. I did the virtual one last year.
How was that?
It was not as good as being in person.
You're like, well, now that I'm here, honestly, I kind of feel the same way because I've loved eBay Open. I've been involved the last 3 years, but it was always only virtual. So I didn't even know what this was like in real life, in person. And I love it. It's like so fun and just over the top. I really hope we get to keep doing it this way.
Yeah,
Yep.
Me too. I'll be here for sure.
Yeah.
So Bill, what kind of stuff do you sell on eBay?
I sell all kinds of things. I sell everything from soup to nuts.
Oh,
And I haven't sold. And I
That's
haven't
an
sold,
interesting spectrum.
But
from
I
soup to
haven't.
nuts.
But I haven't sold soup or nuts yet. So
We have
That's
a saying
hilarious.
we sell in the Philippines. We sell toothpick to helicopters.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I
yeah.
have sold helicopter. So
Oh.
A whole helicopter?
well, yeah, it was about this big.
Yeah.
Oh, an RC?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
RC?
Little toy.
Yeah, it's still a helicopter.
Just a toy.
Yeah, it's still a
That's
helicopter.
funny.
And-
Have you sold anything since you've been here at the conference?
I have,
You have
yeah.
your listing still turned on?
Yeah.
What's been your best sale since you've been here?
Since I've been here, a little pelican figure, hand carved wood,
Okay.
$35.
Oh,
Love
wow.
it.
That's
We'll take a
something good.
$35 sale any day.
Yeah.
Sourced for $2, sold for $35.
Oh, I like that margin.
That's how you do it, guys.
Yeah, at the end of the day, people call me, oh, you're a sneaker seller. No, I'm a margin seller.
There you go.
Is there anything you've ever, in listening to so many episodes of our podcast, thank you for listening. Is there ever anything you've wanted to like scream at us in the moment while we were talking about something like, you guys, it's this, or no, or yes, that's the best thing ever?
No, I don't think so. I don't.
Nothing in particular that really like ground your gears. Great.
No. Nothing that bugs me. You guys are great.
Thanks. We'll take it. What do you think has been like valuable about having like other sellers in your ears in the form of a podcast?
It's just good to always be thinking about what's going on, what people are doing, how they're turning sales, how they're
A little bit of comparing notes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a lot. I don't sell many shoes,
Mhm.
so I'm in a different world completely on that.
Yeah.
But it's still just good to hear about the process. Somebody who's out there doing the grind, making the money.
Yeah.
So, Bill, have we hit all the points? Because one of our main kind of like goal for Seller Club podcast is
like we sell on multiple categories, but most of what we discuss are applicable to most categories. So is that true as a listener?
Yeah, I think you guys do a really good job when you take your themes and start going through and process. I think those themes, under that umbrella from a lot of different sellers.
Yeah.
It applies
Credits to
them.
Anna, one of the main writers of Seller Club Podcast.
Yeah.
That's why you'll hear me sometimes trying to keep them on track because I'm
them
like,
on
but
track.
I have the outline. You guys, I shared it with you, but are you looking at it? No, you're not. It's fine though. Well, I'm just going to put you all the way on the spot. Do you have a favorite host?
I think my favorite host is all three of you. You guys are great.
That was the best answer.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Thank you. I try.
Is there anything else you want to leave sellers with from eBay Open or anything you would like share with them from your experience here?
I'd say a lot of what we do is just so, I guess, I don't want to say elementary, but
Yeah,
you
there's
hear-
fundamentals.
Yeah,
there's some fundamentals
Yeah.
to it. You hear it over and over. So a lot of things they keep hammering, but there's jewels to be had here, whether you're going to the seller clinic, looking at your shop. That's
Yeah.
great. Having a chance to interact with the staff people. It's been amazing. The staff seems so friendly and supportive.
I know. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
That always just blows my mind.
That's so.
Well, thank you so much, Bill, for hopping on.
Thank you.
This is super exciting to meet you in person.
Yeah, it's been great. It's meeting, people like you and some of the others I've watched and listened to. It's a highlight. Thank you.
Well, it's our highlight to meet you in real life. So thanks so much for jumping on with us. You're so brave. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you
Bill.
much. Bye-bye.
Drop that beat.
Oh my goodness. Who dropped the beat just now? Would you please introduce yourself? That was an amazing beat drop. Thank you.
Well, I'll be a little bit disappointed if the accent hasn't come through a little bit to indicate this is Adam Island here.
I thought
I'm
that was
so
a good-
excited to be back with my
Good
great
disguise.
friends at Seller Club.
Yes, welcome. Thank you so much for making it to our booth. It has been a totally breakneck pace whirlwind of a conference, hasn't it?
It has been incredible. I have been late to everything, and it has been entirely
That's
because
how you know
I
it's
just
good.
consistently am just bumping into old friends,
Yeah.
seeing familiar faces, and spending way too long catching up, which has just been a ton of fun.
Absolutely. I think we're in the same boat. The cool thing about having a booth is a lot of people come to us, but then it's like there's just a flood of people at all times at our booth, and we're trying to make sure we get to talk to everyone. But this is a great moment. You made it. We were free, so it all worked out. The stars aligned. This is so cool. Have you had eBay Opens in person before for yourself?
I was here in 2019.
Okay, cool.
So do remember the last one. But that was actually my first year supporting the North America business. I've been in corporate roles before that. So that was the first one that I made it to.
Yeah.
And then obviously the virtual ones in between.
Yeah, absolutely. I've only been to the virtual one, so this is like I've been kind of saying this to some of my other friends who've been in the same boat. But the last 3 years I've been part of eBay Open, filming content and stuff, and everything I love so much about that experience turns out are the same things I love about this. But that was really just a microcosm of this. So
yeah, and I think
now
micro
I
is the
get
right
it.
word.
Yeah.
I got the privilege, obviously, of going up on the main stage, and when I stuck my head out behind the curtain and saw how big that room was, I was like, okay, this isn't eBay Main Street anymore.
We're not Kansas anymore. I know. Was that intimidating? That's a really big stage.
It is, but I'm lucky that I got to be up there and I kind of have the more fireside chat model and with a couple of my colleagues that I know really, really well. And
Perfect.
obviously, I've worked with
A
for
little more
many years.
comfortable.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, have you had any? I know you love talking to sellers. We talk about this all the time. That's one of your favorite things about working here. And you've been in so many different roles where you get to talk to sellers. But has there been anything different or anything that's been a consistent through line this conference that you've heard from people?
No, I think for me, the thing that's been most fun has just been, I know that the community gets a little frustrated, particularly in the world of collectibles, when all we talk about is trading cards.
Oh.
And so,
It sounds
I won't
hold
mention
on.
sneakers.
I was going to
that
say,
word,
we've heard this before. Sneakers, sneakers, sneakers. That's what Ken likes to say.
So I was delighted that we were able to expand the aperture a little bit, and we had, for our collectibles panel, we had a comic seller up there, we had a toy seller up there. But perhaps, and we are starting to do more in those spaces, but like I also recognize there is a massive breadth to the collectibles category.
Oh yeah, there is.
And whether that's China figurines, Disney pins, militaria, you name it.
Yeah.
And so like I'm definitely not making any promises at this point, but like it was just so helpful to be able to, had a great conversation with a stamp seller, had a great conversation with a model train seller, and just being able to understand from those sellers in those different categories that we've not been spending a ton of time to data on, what are the things they need? How can we better support them?
Yeah.
And then how do I find those common threads across those categories where we already have made investments, and we can then start to take that out and across other categories?
That's awesome. You have explained this to us before, just how when things in a category are modified or improved, and then kind of it trickles, but you want to make sure that it like works really well in the category before you blast it out to everywhere else. And I think we've seen a lot of that kind of stuff happening. I mean, this eBay Open, it just strikes me how many things, have been talked about and announced and iterated upon that we have asked for, like it's been very clear, like sellers have asked for this and we did it. They asked for this and we did it. And I think that's really gratifying. Like as a seller, that's like, yes, thank you. That's exactly what we wanted. And of course, it's always evolving. We're like always wanting something else. We were joking earlier, the next thing we want is health insurance. So if you could please work on that, we would be really appreciative.
That would definitely be a new vertical. But,
right.
But no, like that's been the same reaction for me. And like, look, in my category focused role, like I actually didn't know about a number of the announcements that were coming out. But I think we're in
surprised
a really
with
nice...
the rest of us? That's awesome.
Exactly.
I love that.
But the thing that I feel really good about is that we are getting to a place where there is a good balance about being able to go deep into these categories, but we're still understanding some of those horizontal pain points. And so, like when it got announced about cogs, for example, right? Like I remember being at the Boss Reseller event in Vegas, 2-3 years ago now, and like that was something that was consistently on people's minds. And like if you're only taking a category lens, you're not necessarily going to hear that. You're not going to pick that up just if you're talking to collectible sellers. And so the fact that we're able to like continue to roll out sort of the category specific improvements while finding those things like that, or even like the broken parts changes as well, which I know are a really big impact for a lot of people in the community.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you for your service. We appreciate, I know from knowing you and your work, like how much you do advocate for sellers too. And we just really appreciate it. It's come to so much fruition. And honestly, this has been such an exciting week. I can't wait to see what happens next and what next year is going to be like. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard anything one way or the other about, if we're going to be in person or when or how often or whatever, but the energy here has been undeniable. And everybody that I've talked to has been, and that's been quite a lot of people, by the way, but everybody we've talked to has been like so happy with it and just so refreshed, I think, by this experience. So
100%. And as I say, like I get lots of surprises now, so I don't know anything about future plans for Open, but it's been a fabulous few days.
Yeah.
And look, honestly, it's my pleasure. Like I know it sort of can sound a little bit cheesy, but like we truly do only succeed when our sellers succeed. And so it's just so important that we understand what we can be doing to continuously like make life better and easy for you all.
It's not just a saying, guys, it's the business plan. So we appreciate that. Well, thanks so much for joining us for a minute. There's more stuff happening all around us, so I don't want to hold you up for too long, but we just always love to have you come drop the beat with us, Adam.
Always a pleasure. Great to see you both.
Thanks so much. See you later.